Hey Gemini, thank you so much for tuning in to your X reading. I hope you're all feeling fabulous and are safe no matter where you are in the world. So the X reading, backed by popular demand from our beautiful viewers and subscribers, definitely not everyone's cup of tea. And if it isn't yours and you don't want to know about your ex, then this reading is not for you. Maybe check out the love readings, which I've linked to this video. There might be a message that better resonates with, where you're at on your journey when it comes to your love life. There are those of us, though, that are still feeling some kind of energy anchor or attachment when it comes to our ex. We can't release them, we can't let it go, or we want clarity. Some of us may want reconciliation. If that's the case, this reading is definitely for you. If you're new to Soul Embers, hi, my name is Andrea. I hope you find a message within this reading that is helpful for you and you can get the clarity that you're looking for. If you're interested in a personal reading, guys, I do take personal readings. All my contact details are in the description box below, as well as all the other information relating to the channel, so check it out. All right, Gemini, let's have a look and see, how has this ex triggered you in a way, and how has it affected your love life? Overall, I want to know, how has this ex affected your love life? How have they triggered you in ways that it's affected you? And how can I be of service today? How can I help the Gemini I'm connecting with? What is it that you need to know right now, Gemini? Oops. Just get that card for you. Grounding. Take everything that you have learned so far and ground it. Wow, spending a lot of time in our headspace. I'm feeling, Gemini, spending when it comes to your love life, and when it comes to this ex, this is what this ex has triggered in you. Really causing you to go within and think about the actions that you've taken and the results that have come from those actions. Really analytical, really trying to break things down and come to an understanding, really process it through the headspace and come to an understanding of how your actions, what you're enabling, what you're taking responsibility for or not taking responsibility for, how it's affecting your love life. And it all comes back down to those results. So you're working within the space of the past and the outcomes, not spending a lot of time in the present and how you're feeling. So what that is causing you to do is it's causing your energy to, it's causing you to not maintain mindfulness or to not be present. It's causing you to not tune into your feelings. And the message that I'm getting here is definitely take those lessons that you've learned that you will definitely further embed and cultivate in your future because they've served you well. Take those, maybe write them down and refer to them and, create some positive affirmations around those things that have worked really well. And then take what hasn't worked really well, write that down maybe, and also create affirmations that can turn your mindset around surrounding those, but in your present, rather than trying to, so what those, what you've learned, what those things are that have worked for you and what hasn't worked for you, rather than trying to really process them and overthink them and go over them again and again and again, trying to further understand the whys and the motives. Just accept them. Accept what's worked. Accept what hasn't worked. Bring yourself to the present. Drop your energy into the present. Bring it into the now. Ask yourself how you're feeling and then work on what feels good and move towards that. Having, knowing now what you know, and you can start moving forward and potentially start feeling unstuck, because what I'm getting here is that there is a feeling of being stuck. And sometimes we don't understand why things have happened, and that there is a lot of danger in getting stuck when we don't understand it and we're trying to process it and form an understanding. It also forms an illusion or a delusion of what the reality of the situation is. Again, not being present and facing the reality of how you're feeling today, what the reality of the actual situation that you're living in the present is. So, take what you've learned, what you want to further build and explore, and seek ways to do that, and then work on how you can, I guess, create the standards or the boundaries or whatever you best resonate with around the areas that need to be protected, or further, you need to take back your power in, or you don't want to continue to enable or repeat certain patterns, let's say, or behavior when it comes to love. What that will do is it will allow you to start moving in the present, day by day, minute by minute, hour by hour. And as you move and you shift your energy, you will again start to have that gift of, in retrospect, in reflection, because you're further growing. And the understanding will come when you tune into a frequency that allows you to be completely objective to the matter at hand. So that's the message that I'm getting for you. So the Gemini that I'm connecting with may be really stuck in the thick of lost in thought and not being able to really bring anything into fruition that is going to create passion or is going to create movement in your love life when it comes to this person, this ex, when it comes to new love, whichever way it applies to your story. But let's break this down, Gemini, and let's have a look and see a little bit more specifically how this has to do with you and this ex and how you're feeling about this situation. Okay. Frustration is the first thing I'm getting from this, It's almost like the gift that keeps giving. There are so many layers that this lover was able to appeal back for you. And it has to do with being able to explore different perspectives. You felt a very deep connection with this person that triggered you to want to approach love in different ways so that you can really make this work. And the biggest gift that this gave you was it actually helped you get to know who you really are. Really question some of your beliefs about yourself, about your own values, about your own morals. Not to say that you wanted to get rid of your values and your morals, but it allowed you to see yourself from a different point of view and see where you needed to further cultivate. You needed your values or your morals to expand. Just as you are expanding, so do they. And this is what this ex did for you. They really pushed you to reflect on yourself. It may there may have been a lot of discomfort associated with this, because the energy that I'm getting for you, Gemini, is that they made you feel exposed and almost made you feel shaken, that they could see right through you. And of course, guys, flip the energy as you need to. It is a general reading. So you may have felt exposed, and you may have felt like Shaken in the sense that what you thought was true in love, you were starting to question. It made you question yourself. And that may have started to shift at some point where you started, instead of seeing this as a positive growth and really take what this ex was peeling back for you as a true blessing, a true treasure that just keeps on giving you the power of getting to know who you really are right now, you started to feel a lack of confidence. It started to bring up fear. It started to hit at self-worth. And generally speaking, this is what happens when we're about to shed our our skin, and we're about to move into a new season. We're about to level up and move into a new frequency spiritually and emotionally. And so your dynamic changed because of that reason. And you may potentially have started to project those insecurities onto this ex of yours. Things didn't feel right. You started to lose yourself, and maybe you started to lack trust in them and a belief that you were both aligning. When in actual fact, what was actually happening was you were transforming, Gemini. You were transforming, and they were serving you in a way on your journey that really, really allowed you to see your true identity by stripping away any outdated beliefs and seeing yourself for who you truly are in the present. The way they did this would have been by, they had a lot of traumas and they had a lot of issues of their own baggage that we all carry, we all have, that they were working through. Lots of self-worth and lack of confidence, negative self-talk, feelings of isolation, lack of intimate connection, really limited when it comes to love and reciprocation. They weren't energetically able to meet you. What they were able to do for you, though, is connect with your shadow, because that's where they lived, and they were able to, help you really unpack that space, because they live there for such an extended period of time. They're so familiar with that area that they are able to help you apply strength and consistency to work through that space. So, you've come into something with someone that has extraordinary power, strength to be in a difficult emotional situation. And that was very inspiring for you as you were going about your own transition in your life. And that connection that you share, that emotional connection that you share, is a deep of understanding of, things aren't always rosy. And I have found someone that I know that when things are tough, they really understand me. I can be vulnerable. However, you started to mirror their insecurities, and you started to get lost in their world. You started to project, energetically speaking, and I'm not sure, some of you may realize this and some of you may not, really started to try to help this person shift out of that never-ending story that they keep on telling themselves, that, it's that safety net so that they can protect their wounds and they don't have to apply themselves in ways where they can work towards happiness, because they're so comfortable in the space of unhappiness, and they don't have to take responsibility, and they don't have to, that they bypass that point of, wanting to be happy. They would much rather sit in that space of, the world has, really dealt me a really bad hand, and I'm going to forever, just resign myself to, this is life for me. However, you wanted this relationship. You could see how powerful it was, and you really wanted this relationship to progress. And it can't progress in that space. This energy that this ex of yours had was keeping you bound to a very dark place. And you wanted to take them out of the darkness and move into the light together. That was your intention from the beginning. However, they couldn't see what you saw. And this, I guess, became toxic, where you started to mirror each other's energy, where you started to doubt, self-doubt crept in, trust issues, the list goes on. All of you know how that works, right? I'm going to pull out a few cards and really break this down. And then we'll have a look at what Spirit wants you to know at this time when it comes to this ex and what you can work with. Cards are popping. Okay. So, what I love about this is that despite how you're feeling, Gemini, you're going to stand for what you believe in when it comes to love. Okay? And you're going to protect your heart space so that it does not become tainted and it does not become it doesn't turn into a space of resentment and anger and hating on love in general. You're going to continue to stand up for what you believe in. You still believe in this person. There is still love here. Okay? Even if it doesn't make sense, even if it frustrates you, even if you don't want it, there is still a lot that you are feeling connected with when it comes to this person. But you're definitely putting up your boundaries. You're definitely establishing standards. And like I said, you're going through that process of thinking things through to see what your value is and how you can uphold your own value, rather than try and consistently increase the value of this relationship and of yourself in this person's eyes. You're done with that. There was a time where you may have tried to show this ex the value that this relationship had, the potential that you could experience together. And it was almost like you were trying to sell this relationship and the value that you could bring to it because it was going to be a good one. Well, you're no longer doing that anymore. Instead, what you're doing is you're taking back your energy, as difficult as it is, from, pursuing, to bringing it back within yourself, and from within building those boundaries, putting those values in place, upholding them. And it's not easy. But what you're also trying to do in the meantime is you're trying to understand, I'm feeling that it's almost like you do want this person back, but you want them back in a particular way. The message I'm getting for you is don't force this. This person needs to do the work. Otherwise, they're just going to keep on bringing the same never-ending story back to you. The other thing about this is there's no flow here. There's no flow. If you have to continually be on guard, if you have to continually protect your energy, it's extremely exhausting. You're constantly in flight and fight mode. It releases the endorphins and cortisol that can be very toxic to your emotional and mental well-being, and it causes so much it's a collateral for many things, right? Clouded judgment, tiredness, depression, the list goes on, and I'm not going to go into that. And plus, I'm not a doctor, but that's part of what it does. So if you constantly have to fight to bring this together in a way that you want it to come together, and you're constantly having to put up those boundaries and be on guard, it's not flowing. It's not the time. It's not, they need to do the work. Meanwhile, the ex that you're connecting to, they feel that this is a never-ending cycle. That's what I get with them. They've been given so many opportunities to shift out of this. They've had so much help on their journey to really take responsibility for their happiness and move out of this just never-ending story. And they don't take it. They've just surrendered to, this is life for me. And at the moment, I feel that they're not in communication with you, but they're definitely watching you. They're watching to see what you're going to do, which way you're going to go. They don't have the strength or the passion, that drive that comes behind. I'm feeling the sacral chakra a lot in this area, to really push forward and feel that ignition within them to pursue anything, not just you, anything. They just surrender to the mediocre because that's how they feel about themselves. They feel mediocre and they feel a sense of not being worthy. And then they keep on playing that same tape over and over again. But they're definitely watching you, and you're definitely still energetically connected. You may be feeling them. You may be feeling their energy out of the blue. You might be going about your day and then your energy plummets. Or they might pop into your mind and you start to get heart palpitations. All those things are signs that you're really still connected and that you're tuning into their frequency. The number 9 might mean something to you guys. It just keeps on popping up for me. Interesting. So before we jump into the message Spirit wants you guys to know, if this message resonates, please do comment below. I'm just moving the cards up so you can see. I love reading your comments. I do read all of them. I don't answer to them. I wish I had the time to. I really do. You guys are so inspirational. You motivate me. Your messages are so supportive. I feel so loved. I'm so blessed to be part of such a beautiful community. But not only that, it helps me better connect with your energy, and I use that to channel for future readings for you guys and hopefully get messages that better resonate. So comment below, and if this sounds like your story and you're feeling that you're in transition and you're feeling that you want some guidance to work through this space of, shedding your skin and embracing the future, and you want to do that with a lot of, passion, determination, and clarity, I'd love to do a personal reading for you, so reach out. So finally, let's have a look at what the message Spirit has for you, what they want you to know at this time before we close this reading off for you, Gemini. You already know, there is this deep knowing that what you are trying to create when it comes to your love life, when it comes to love in general, that harmonious, nurturing connection, that warmth, that the kind of connection that you can truly, truly let down your guard, and it fills you with warmth and it fills you with, it just fills you with love and an overflow of gratitude. That kind of love that you're looking for, that trust, that you've found the love that allows you to really, open up your heart without any limits. Sorry, I'm struggling to find the words to describe the feeling. That treasure that you're looking for, don't stop. The values you're trying to protect, don't stop. The boundaries that you're putting up in place, Gemini, Keep going, because you have a deep knowing that there is someone out there that's going to match that energy, that's going to match your effort, that is looking for the same thing. Keep at it. What you also know is that even though there is a connection here, it's only a small part of what love is about. And you understand that there is more to love than just connecting in one aspect. There needs to be a balance in every aspect for you to get those deep, deep feelings and create that juicy lifestyle that you're looking for. You also know that it's necessary for you to protect your energy, because they bring out a toxic element to yourself. It's a toxic relationship. You get dragged into the shadow, and you know, if you have a deep knowing that you need to hold back, Spirit is definitely connecting with you at this time, trying to give you downloads about following your intuition on this, and really, like, in your gut you might be feeling that you need to hold back because it's the right thing to do. Follow that, because you're on point. Your intuition is on point. If you feel that there is more, there is definitely more. All right, Gemini, I hope you guys found that helpful. As I said, please do comment below, and I'll see you for your next lot of readings. Bye.